Hey guys, so today I want to talk once more about AGL EZA Zamasu, who came out a few days ago and who is just ridiculous and just such a huge help to Tech Fusion Zamasu's team. But he actually is a huge help to another team, and that's what I'm showcasing today, which is Piccolo Jr.'s team. Now, in Piccolo Jr., he's just overall fantastic unit, really stupid, really strong, great offense, ridiculous defense, the giant form stuff, and all that. But if there's one thing about him that is really not that great, it's probably his team. Like, his team is basically just the worst version of Final Form Cooler's team, because Final Form Cooler and Piccolo Jr. both lead Terrifying Conquerors, but Final Form Cooler actually has more characters under his 200% lead than Piccolo Jr. does, and also Final Form Cooler at least also leads movie bosses who can also run the members and stuff like that, which of course missing out on Piccolo Jr.'s team because he leads Gifted Warriors and Giant Form instead, both of which aren't really the greatest greatest categories in the team or on the game. Piccolo Jr. has access to Orange Piccolo, of course, but honestly, he's not really that good on this team because he wants to be ran with other Bond of Master and Disciple units, and there aren't really a lot of units that also fit on Piccolo Jr.'s team, so you are kind of missing a good slot 1 unit. And of course, AGL Zamasu is exactly that. At least once he transforms into Fusion Zamasu. He has 50% damage reduction, he has big bad bosses, he needs to actually get hit so he can get an additional super and get stacks in. And yeah, AGL Zamasu is just such a huge help for this team. Yeah, this is why I wanted to actually showcase him on this team, because I don't really see a lot of people talking about this for some reason. I guess it just flew under people's radar because probably not a lot of people have actually realized that AGL Zamasu is on his team because he's on Gifted Warriors, and he's also on Battle of Fate, so he actually gets the full 200% lead. And this team is actually really good, or at least this combination is really good. We're gonna see I'm showcasing this team against the top 3 hardest bosses on Global Dokkan at least, which are of course Red Zone Goku Black, Red Zone Cell, which is probably Zamasu's worst fight in the game, and I'm also showcasing the team against Shenron, which is probably one of Piccolo Jr.'s worst fights in the game. Oh yeah, and by the way, look at Goku Black waiting 2 turns to super, and of course he supers a goddamn physical unit. Like, gotta love it. Of course, Madokura is fine, he revives, so doesn't matter. But where was I? Yeah, Sin Shenron, I'm gonna talk about him a bit later, but we're going to focus on this fight for now. So basically, the first 2 rounds, I basically got my rotation set up. I floated off one of the Piccolo Juniors so he can be on the other rotation with Final Form Cooler. And of course, Golden Freezer was able to cover my ass on this rotation since he's basically untouchable on the first turn. And the Master with type advantage on the first turn wasn't really threatened by Goku Black either because he's SDR. And now he has transformed. Unfortunately, SDR Goku Black doesn't attack before the Master does, so the Master doesn't do his guaranteed additional super. But yeah, I'm basically going full out on this rotation because I want to finish off Goku Black in this turn. And I mean, if Piccolo Jr. wants to go ballistic, he can easily finish Goku Black on this rotation, easily. Yeah, it's a nice dodge from the Master, even though that changed nothing. I mean, he would have taken double digits anyway. Yeah. Orange Piccolo only threw on the team, honestly, just in case I need the giant form against Rose, because honestly, Orange Piccolo isn't really that good on this team. Like I just explained, you need a Bond of Master and the Disciple units on the team for him to be really good, and I mean, he's only at 3 million attack, and he doesn't have his guard up, since he doesn't have his intro up, so he isn't really that great, but like I said, his giant form is more than reason enough to bring up. Yeah, Orange Piccolo takes some damage, but it's thankfully not enough to get under 70% HP or 60% because I don't want to waste my giant form with Piccolo Jr. just yet. Yeah, and Golden Freezer, I wanted actually to float him off, but the way the rotations worked out, it was actually better to keep him on rotation. Because I was a bit scared that Goku Black would super and slot 1 immediately because he hadn't supered at all in the turn before. And neither Piccolo nor Final Form Cooler would have been able to tank that. That's why I kept Golden Freezer on slot 1. Okay, so now we are at Rose. Yeah, this is actually a really good rotation, because, I mean, neither of these units gets one-shot by him unless you're really unlucky. I guess he could one-shot Zamasu, because he hasn't really stacked as much right now. But Piccolo Jr. as long as you get at least 2 super attacks with him, he tanks Rose just fine. And AGL Physical LR Metal Cooler has of course type advantage against Rose, so he shouldn't die either. Okay, so he took double digits Zamasu, that's really good, considering he has only done 2 supers so far, and these are the hardest hitting normals in the game by far. And now he can actually get some stacks, and that's really good. Yeah, so like I said, Zamasu is a really good slot 1 character for Piccolo that can cover for him basically. I also got an additional again, but it's only a additional normal, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I know Piccolo is already at 11 million, I think he has only done like 3 super attacks, I think. It wasn't really that much, I don't think. Yeah, and he wasn't really built up because otherwise his attacks wouldn't have risen by 2 million just now. Yeah, nice damage. Unfortunately, no third super, and I think Rose actually supers? Okay, no. Oh yeah, he does, okay. Yeah, I remember this because, watch this. 300k for a 1.8 million super, so that's, which means Piccolo Jr.'s defense was at 1.5 million. This character is so dumb, dude. Like his offense is just so ridiculous, and then his raw defense just gets so silly so fast. Like it's just he's basically Final Form cooldown steroids. Okay, so now I've fallen below 60% HP. Yeah, I skipped the giant form transformation because honestly, these giant form turns are really boring to watch. So I just skip them now in my videos unless there's something I really want to show you. And yeah, basically on this turn, on the giant mode, I did damage as much as possible because there's really no point in stalling. And look at Golden Freezer, by the way. Like he has only 50% damage reduction at this point, and he still takes double digits from Rose. That's pretty good. Like, really, really good. Like, can you imagine people were actually a few months ago shitting on this unit, like saying that he's not even that good anymore? Like, how can you shit talk this unit? It's so dumb. Like people just say the weirdest shit sometimes. Okay, Piccolo Jr. this one doesn't really have the greatest attack stat, but I don't think he even has attacked as much or he attacked as much as all, and he of course also doesn't really have a lot of his links active, so it shouldn't be too surprising that he doesn't do as much damage as you would like. But I mean, he does 3 supers, so that's fine, and Rose can't super, so it's not like I have anything worried about. And of course, this Piccolo Jr. does 4 super attacks. Yeah, imagine if mine did that last turn. Rose would be dead by now. Yeah, nice crit. Okay, do I finish off Rose now? I don't remember. Because this could be a bit scary for Orange Piccolo. Let's see, I don't remember completely how this fight went. Okay, you survived. Ah, okay, I did the additional super, that's why, okay. Of course, because now Piccolo Jr. Orange Piccolo has risen his defense high enough. Yeah, he takes double digits from Rose, dude. And he wasn't even fully built up. This characters, Piccolo Jr. but Orange Piccolo is also just stupid. Oh my god. Yeah. It's funny because I was just saying that Orange Piccolo doesn't really work as well on this team, but he works good enough, I guess. Yeah, 500k from Rose, nice damage, bro. So yeah, that was Rose. For your information, this took only 2 attempts, so really not that bad. And now let's jump into First Form Cell, which is by far Zamasu's worst fight in the game, probably because you start immediately against a really strong tech boss. But Zamasu is just so broken that he doesn't care about this. Let's just say that. And actually the way Cell attacks in this turn is ideal because Golden Freezer takes no damage whatsoever, and Babidi should be fine as well. Oh yeah, I brought Babidi as well. I brought Babidi. And the reason I did this, well, honestly, there wasn't really anything else I could have done. Let's be honest. Like, this is why I'm saying, this is what I mean when I say that Piccolo Jr.'s team isn't really that good. It just doesn't really have a lot of high tier options. Like, I could have maybe ran Orange Piccolo again, but I kind of wanted the type advantage from Babidi, and honestly, I just wanted to test him out how good he is, because I don't think I've ever used this character ever since he dropped on Global 2 months ago or 1 month ago. This was basically the first time I was actually using it. Don't even think I have Blink at all. Like, I just basically rainbowed him and just let him rot on my box. So that's why I wanted to test him out too. And let's just say he does okay, but yeah, more than okay. I'm not willing to give. Okay, yeah, both Piccolo Juniors with Zamasu again in one rotation, just like with Goku Black. Not ideal, but it could be a lot worse. Yeah, no, again, Cell just is very gracious with his attack placement, so that Zamasu isn't getting hurt at all. And that's one of the things. I know when Cell dropped, and of course also Goku Black, a lot of people said that these bosses are now the hardest hitting or the hardest stages of the game because they hit so hard so fast. But honestly, I don't think so. I mean, I haven't really experienced Omega for myself because I'm, global. But what was I saying? But Cell and Rose, their attack placement just seems a lot more generous than with Omega or even Sin Shenron. They're basically the same fight. Omega's just harder, and with Sin and Omega, you can't really hide from them at all because of all their AoEs, and just the attack placement is so ruthless, and that's not really the case with Goku Black and with Cell. I found a lot of rotations actually where they just don't attack in one stop at all, and you also have some turns where they just don't super, especially with Goku Black. At Goku Black, I've had more than enough runs at this point where he just doesn't super multiple turns, which is just really weird. Okay, yeah, this rotation is a bit tricky because, I mean, Golden Frieza is fine, he has 70% damage reduction, but if Final Form Cooler gets hit, he's dead. Like, there's nothing I can do. This is his first turn. Even if he does 5 super attacks, I don't think it would be enough because he needs to build up. I mean, he needs to do 10 attacks for that. And Cooler is only under the 170% lead, and he doesn't have any support whatsoever. And you really need support to dish out these really crazy attack and defense numbers. Yeah, that's also one thing that I don't really like about Piccolo Jr.'s team. There aren't really a lot of good support options. It's kind of the same issue with Zamasu's team, but at least with Zamasu's team you can run Chilai, who is kind of a Russian roulette, honestly, because with all her dodging and stuff, but at least she's a good support. And you don't really have something like this for this team. You can't even run SD Akura because half of the units on this team aren't even on transformation boost. Yeah, so yeah, that's another reason I don't really like running Piccolo Jr. as a group. But I mean, I'm not saying that the AGL Zamasu and Piccolo Jr.'s rotation basically saves this team. It's now top tier or something. I'm not saying this, but if you're really obsessed with running Piccolo Jr. as a lead, then here you go. Now you have a really good unit on the Koda's team. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, not AGL. Metal Cooler once again getting super slot free. Yeah, these bosses are out to get him right now. I don't understand. I mean, it's fine. At least he's there to revive. That's his job. So it's fine. But it's funny that this happened twice in a row. Okay, now Zamasu has transformed, and I can actually use the standby. And since I have never actually seen this animation in game, I decided to turn off the skip animations and play it. Yeah, it's a shame they had to waste these animations on a mediocre free-to-play unit. Anyway, I was actually putting Majin Vegeta in step 1 because I was a bit scared for Zamasu actually, because he hasn't really done a lot of stacks, and if Cell super immediately, he might have died actually. So, and I wanted to see how well Vegeta does, and I mean he takes 18k. That's not too bad from Cell's normals. Yeah, but I mean, considering he can't even do any damage, this could have been a lot better, honestly. And I mean, this is type advantage, like, and he doesn't have guard or something like this, so yeah, just a really mediocre unit basically. Only really good if you're running him against a tech boss. Otherwise, there's no way. Like I'm not bringing him type neutral, and I'm certainly not bringing him type disadvantage. That's for damn sure. But yeah, I mean, Cell is probably AGL Zamasu's worst fight, but he's also Piccolo Jr.'s best fight. So this cancels each out kind of. Yeah, Piccolo Jr. just ripped Cell in half. I'm actually surprised this fight even took 5 turns with this team. I'm honest, because Piccolo Jr. If he wants to go apeshit, he can destroy Cell in 3 turns. I've had this happen actually with Tech Fusion Zamasu's team, I think, where I just finished them in 3 turns because my INT Piccolo Jr. in turn 1 did 5 supers and just ripped Cell in half basically. And yeah, this is Cell. Now we are moving on to Physical Shenron. Okay, Physical Shenron. This was actually by far the hardest stage for me in this, yeah, well, for this video basically. And the reason for that are multiple reasons actually. Again, like I said earlier, both Sin and Omega are really ruthless when it comes to their attack placement. They just show no mercy, and if you use weaker units, they could just get obliterated. I also had some really bad runs or just luck where AGL Sin just always supered either Final Form Cooler or SDR Cooler. This happened like 2 or 3 times in a row, so that didn't really help. And also, this fight is just not really good for Piccolo Jr. as a unit, simply for the reason that Piccolo Jr. is a slot 2 int unit that relies on raw defense, and that pretty much the worst kind of combination against Sin Shenron, because Sin Shenron, of course, we all know this, his super attack shreds your defense. So units that rely on raw defense and no defensive utility whatsoever, aside from that, of course, take a shit ton of damage against them. Then, of course, the type advantage, I don't really have to talk about that. And the other reason is simply because Piccolo Jr. is a slot 2 unit, and basically if Sin does 50 million AoEs in slot 1, and Piccolo Jr. didn't have a chance to do his supers, he takes a shit ton of damage. It's not even funny. I've had some runs actually getting ruined by that because I couldn't put Piccolo Jr. in slot 1 because Sin was attacking 18 million times in slot 1, and he also did like 3 or 4 AoEs, so yeah, that was also kind of unfortunate. I also brought SDR Cooler because I wanted to have another SDR unit against the physical phase, and I kind of wanted a turn where both coolers are on the same rotation, and our Final Form Cooler just decides to decimate Sin Shenron. And I think I actually get this rotation later on, but I don't remember. Yeah, I'm also having really bad luck with Final Form Cooler in this video, because he always shows up in slot 3, slot 7, so he arrived out in turn 3, which is not ideal for him, because you want him to be fully built up as fast as possible, especially when the second phase is AGL. Yeah, but you can't really change it. I was thinking about if I want maybe to have Orange Piccolo on rotation with Piccolo Jr., which might have been the better choice now thinking back on it, but the reason I didn't do that was because I wanted Orange Piccolo on turn 6 to activate his Giant Form in case I need it, because of course we all know this by now, but Giant Form cancel out all these special abilities from bosses like Supering or AoEs and stuff like that, and I just wanted to have this in my back pocket basically, as soon as possible. I think I have Metal Cooler on this rotation. Does he die again this turn? I don't remember. But I think he dies again this turn. Or does he die against physical? I don't remember. Yeah, so now, actually, this AGL Sin Shenron isn't really that scary. His AoEs don't really hit that hard. And of course he only AoEs in slot 2, so Piccolo Jr. is just fine. And I mean, that super isn't threatening whatsoever. How much does this do? Yeah, okay. It's actually funny, this did more than INT Goku Black's super did against Zamasu earlier in this video. But I guess this just goes to show how powerful these stacks are for Zamasu. Because of course, this is Fusion Zamasu's first turn, so he hasn't gotten nearly as much stacks in as against Rose, although it wasn't really that many more, I think. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Piccolo Jr. At 9 million, that's pretty good. Does he go crazy this turn? I think so, actually. This is the second super. I mean, I've had turns where he has just basically soloed this phase already in earlier runs, so this can easily happen if he just decides to go apeshit. And it looks like he does this right now. Yeah, okay. Only 3 attacks, but Sin is already half dead. I mean, it's actually kind of better this way, I think. Oh no, yeah, well, not really, because it would have actually been better not to have both STR units in the same rotation against the AGL one, but it's fine. I still survive, obviously. Yeah, how does this play out? Oh yeah, I remember this. I basically took a gamble. Well, not really a gamble, but kind of. I basically hoped for SLR Final Form Cooler to go crazy this turn and just finish AGL soon off. Because, of course, since his first attack is an AoE, he couldn't really do a super immediately, and I was just hoping that Cooler just does 50 million crits or something and just kills AGL Sin. But I'm actually kind of unlucky with Cooler recently. He has been letting me down repeatedly in my last few runs. It's actually kind of sad. I was actually when he did this third super, I was actually hopeful that he could do a few more and he did a crit. This is his fourth super, and I was really thinking, oh my god, this is one of these god turns for Cooler. He actually show him who's boss, dude, and then he doesn't do a fifth one. And I was really shitting bricks if Sin does a super, but he didn't actually, because I don't think Cooler would have survived. With only 3 supers, I don't think so. And he wasn't even fully built up yet, so yeah. But all is well that ends well, and now I'm at Physical Sin. I once again skipped the giant form, because like I said, it's really not that interesting to watch. I just basically did as much damage as possible, which as you can see is not a lot. I only did a little bit more than 1 health bar, but it's fine. I was thinking about transforming with Orange Piccolo as well, but honestly there's really no point, because since abilities are already disabled thanks to INT Piccolo Jr.'s giant form, and the reason I transformed with Zamasu here is because, well, for one, I actually thought he would take double digits from Sin, but he didn't, and 2, I just want to finish this phase as soon as possible. I just don't want to stay in this phase for too much longer, and yeah, of course Zamasu only did 1 super. That's not ideal, because I mean, if he goes crazy, Zamasu in this corrupted state, he can do ridiculous damage as well. Basically 3 supers with 3 crits, all above 10 million attack stats. But yeah, he only did 1 super. I guess he wasn't feeling that well today. Yeah, that's also one thing I forgot to mention about this rotation, because not only is Zamasu, of course, a really good slot 1 damage sponge for Piccolo Jr. basically, but of course you can always just swipe up and turn Zamasu into a weapon of mass destruction basically, and then just have both of them, because Piccolo Jr. of course also does ridiculous damage, just tear the enemy into shreds. So that's also one nice thing about this rotation, I guess. Yeah. Do I actually finish off Shenron next turn? I mean, you have Cooler there, right? Does he even do damage against Orange Piccolo? Nope. Yeah. Would have been surprised. Okay, Cooler has his active arm up, that's good. Yeah. Of course, I'm turning the skip animation off because you want to see this. Yeah, I will never get tired of seeing this animation, just so you guys know. Yeah, I was actually thinking about how I want to do this, because this is exactly the scenario that I was describing earlier, which is just awful. Because, I mean, I can't put Piccolo Jr. in slot 1, and of course Sin supers immediately, which is really bad. because Cooler also relies on raw defense, and his defense just got crushed. So he takes a lot from these normals, a lot damage. And I think, I think the only reason I actually survived this turn is because I got really lucky. You're about to see. Yeah, do some damage. Okay, nice. That's actually his guaranteed super, because he hasn't done 10 attacks so far. I know this. I've been keeping track of all the attacks he did. Okay, another one, good. Okay, he's doing good damage this turn, so he fulfills the role that I had in mind for him. Okay, Sin is now almost at death's door, but of course this AoE is really scary. And there it is. That's the reason that I won, because Piccolo Jr. dodged, because otherwise he wouldn't have tanked this. So yeah, I know Metal Cooler revives, and I'm at full HP again, and then next turn I can actually finish this guy off, I think. But yeah, this was really nerve-wracking this turn. In hindsight, it would have probably just been smarter to just put Metal Cooler in slot 1 and just let him die, and not take the risk with Final Form Cooler, but then I wouldn't really have been able to damage Sin in this rotation, and I kind of wanted to finish him off this turn. So I guess this worked out just fine. And now Zamasu is also getting 50% support from Cooler, because Zamasu is on Transformation Boost actually. And now he's at 11 million, so almost 12 million. And since this is his second attack, he now does a guaranteed additional support. Yep. 13 million. And he can technically do his hidden potential system super as well now. Come on. Because yeah, nice 50%. Yeah, nice 50% chance to crit, by the way. But it's fine. Piccolo Jr. just cleans the trash up now, and that's Shenron. Yeah. So let me know what you guys think about this rotation. Do you want to try this out for yourself? And also let me know what you think about this style of video that I'm doing here, where basically do the ones off camera, quote unquote, and then do my commentary post recording basically, or if you want more live commentary. See you all next video.